It's easy to gather data. They've got automated means of doing it, and for the most part, there's data overload out there. And so companies, they want to act upon that data, but they don't necessarily have the means of being able to analyze it in such a way as to identify what needs to be improved. And so imagine that instead of having all these different silos of data like organizations have today, imagine all that quality data is centralized in one place. So even though the data may look different in different systems, it's all flowing into one place. And we call it a unified data repository. And from that unified data repository, you can access it at any time. There's no waiting, there's no limitations. You've got access literally in real time, anytime, anywhere you want it.
There are two things that I'm particularly excited about with Enact. One is tailored content, and two is how it's designed for reuse. They're both somewhat interrelated with each other. The tailored content stems from needing to take action. Whether I'm a corporate user, I'm a site quality manager, or I'm a shop floor operator, I have decisions that I have to make, and Enact is very much designed to tell these folks when they need to take actions based on what's important to them. The design for reuse is ultimately about scalability and providing a standardized system as quickly and effectively as I can to an organization. It helps them find value quickest. It helps them maintain the system. It helps them get the most value out of the system that they're paying for. And ultimately, if they're not getting value out of the system, what good is it to them?
So Enact, because it's a cloud system, it ties multiple sites together in one place. It allows teams that have never had a way to work together to really collaborate and work together and become much more efficient in the way they solve problems and get their work done. So as we are looking at how we produce products and trying to isolate in different areas how that happens, it brings together the manufacturing folks, it brings the engineering folks together, it brings the IT folks together, even the finance people together. Everyone, if we're focusing on an area and trying to improve that, or at the very least just trying to learn what goes on there and model it, it provides a vehicle for all these different disciplines in the company to come together, work together in a unified way to make better products faster and cheaper in the long run.
One of the features I think our clients will find very beneficial in Enact is this concept of rapid deployment model. Enact was designed from the ground up with a series of building blocks that can be strung together and reused to allow a very rapid deployment of the system. Those features, that functionality, drives to minimizing the cost of deployment, to allow minimizing the cost of maintenance of the system. It allows it to be deployed very rapidly and actually drives to a lower overall cost of ownership. So those things, if I'm a manufacturer, I look at that as reducing costs in deployment, reducing costs in maintenance, reducing the cost in ownership. It's all win. That's where I want to go.
So we've all heard the term greater than the sum of its parts, and that, to me, that's what truly represents Enact. There's a whole bunch of functionality that on its own is very exciting, and understanding the DNA of your manufacturing processes. In a nutshell, that's a critical piece of the software, but when you combine that with understanding the DNA of your product and how the product is assembled, it becomes more powerful. When you combine that with being able to define what's important to you versus what's important to that other person or this other person, everything takes on a whole new level. And it really is an inspiring look at quality that just wasn't possible up to this point. And by leveraging our multiple decades of experience in manufacturing, by truly listening to you for all of those years and understanding what challenges you have in all of the different industries that you're in, we were able to start with a clean slate and build something from the ground up that is 100% greater than the sum of its parts.